Hey, Matt Mathersum here with Math Madness. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of the program today. Well, we do really appreciate it. Well, today I thought let's just have a casual chat about geometry. Well, more specifically, let's see if we know how to calculate the arc length of a sector with a central angle of x. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, surely he can't be serious, I have two things for you. Yes, I'm absolutely serious, and don't call me Shirley. You know we will get through this together with a formula that will save us. Now, before we get started, on a side note, I do want to tell you how much I enjoyed being able to throw that airplane movie reference in for today's episode. Definitely helped my inner 12-year-old child today. Okay, here we go. Let's move on. I told you about a formula right here, but before we get to this, let me divert your attention up here to a circle, because when I'm doing the introduction and I'm talking about the arc length, I want you to have a visual of what we're talking about, and that's represented here in the red. All right, this is a part of a circumference of a circle. The red here is the arc length that we want to measure. Remember when I talked about a sector? Well, these radii, this is a radius here and this is a radius here. Radii, or radiuses if you prefer, they make up a sector. And it also gives us the infrastructure for the x central angle that I talked about as well in the introduction. I know that's a lot of information to absorb. Here we go, hang on. The formula that we talked about here, or that I'm getting ready to introduce you to, I should say, is this length. They're saying that this right here in red is equal to the central angle, which we said is x. We divide that by our 360, then we multiply that by 2, by pi, and then last but not least, our radius, which is represented here with the r. I'm going to flip around here. We're going to see some numbers here that I've already plugged in for us to go through and solve together, but let me give you the setup here real quick. Here it is. Again, we've got our central angle x, which is represented here with 120 degrees. We have to know what our radius is according to our formula, which is r, and in our case, it's 5 feet here. That is what's going to be holding up swinging Susie's swing set today. We want to calculate the length that Susie swings through here, just like what we did over here with the red representation here. That's the same thing that's going on here. We want to know what this is in length when she swings through an angle of 120 degrees with a radius of 5 feet. Let's just plug and go. Here we go. Central angle, according to our formula, well, we just said that's 120. We divide that by our 360. Then, after that, we multiply the 2 pi times 5, and that gives us 10 pi. We take that, we perform these operations, we multiply 10 pi by the 120, divide that by 360, giving us that 10 pi over 3. If we simplify this down even further, we get 10.5 FT. I'll leave it to your imagination what the FT stands for. Relatively simple. A little complicated from the get-go, but it's really not. Just plug in some numbers, a little simple arithmetic. Algebra is your friend. Never forget that. Thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Matt Mathersum. I'll see you next time.